What's up, water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces? Welcome to my channel. We're going to read some tarot cards for you today, all on the topic of love, romance, and relationships. Please come into the reading with an open heart and an open mind, a desire to learn something or better yourself. If the messages that come through don't resonate, feel free to push them aside. You may choose to revisit them at a later date. You are accountable and responsible for all your own actions and decisions. This is optional advice, guidance, energy check-ins. Let's do it for the water signs. Those looking for messages on love, relationships, romance, sex, anything like that. Temperance, Sagittarius. Anybody? Leo. Ooh, and King of Pentacles, so Earth energy. You got a lot of people, potentially a lot of people, and some major arcana cards coming up here. All right, so, and a Scorpio, no less. Wow, you got some heavy hitters. And the moon, my goodness. Water signs. All right, so we got Pisces and Scorpio, possibly showing up in your own reading, but it could certainly be another one. Bottom of the deck is the moon. So I'm hearing the word mystery, especially following the death card, which is kind of Scorpio related. Music is a factor in this, and I feel like I said that to you guys last week about something, but we'll revisit that. But I don't know. Bottom of the deck with the moon, you can't take everything at face value because there's more to be discovered. It's not good or bad. It's just sort of needing to trust your gut instincts, that like instinctual nature you have about something. It's probably correct. So if you're having a lot of hesitations and feeling like there's some red flags and I'm not sure, there's probably a reason why you're not sure. And then to play devil's advocate, but go the opposite way. If you're like, I feel like there's potential here and I really like this person, but I can't quite read if they're into it. If you're into it and you're feeling like there's potential, that's probably the case. But let's look into this a little bit more. So starting things off with fire energy. So I feel like the first thing I see is that you have the potential to date someone who has like rescuer syndrome, or this could be you too. The idea of subconsciously getting involved with people who maybe weren't cared for or loved for. And so it's almost like that feeling of I serve a purpose in this relationship because they can depend on me because I'm needed. Make sure that's not coming from a place of ego. And that also you really shouldn't be getting into relationships trying to rescue people or save them or change them, right? That can be a recipe for disaster, even though there's sometimes good intentions behind it. So just be aware of that. Now that being said, even if you aren't sort of in rescuer mode, you may end up dating someone who, I'm sort of getting metaphorically the idea of a bird who has kind of like a broken wing. It's like you're kind of nursing something back to health. For those who are already in a relationship, it's possible that your partner is healing in some capacity. Some sort of wound is healing. Maybe they had an illness or a surgery, or there's some sort of recovery. That's for some of you. You may meet someone who, is sporting a broken arm or a sling or something like that. I don't know why that's coming through, but it is for some of you. Others of you, another thing I want to at least mention is make sure you're not getting into a relationship with someone that's too possessive, or vice versa. If you feel like you have a tendency to be that, and I'll be honest, like water signs can totally do that, right? And it's not to say we all do, right? But that can be kind of a tendency of, if not being needy, being possessive, right? Like needing that emotional control in the relationship. So I do see that as maybe like a little bit of a challenge, but it doesn't have to be, you're aware of it. So the idea of someone maybe being a little bit possessive or controlling, that could cause a little bit of challenge. And then I don't know, with King of Pentacles, that can be like a really good card of long-term commitment, stability, and like a husband card. I suppose it doesn't have to be a husband. It could be same-sex couples as well. But yeah, I mean, just visually alone, it looks like there's someone who wants to sort of like blend energies together. We kind of know that from the traditional depiction of temperance. And then it's like you feel like you caught a good one in your net. You feel like you lucked out. You feel like you're vibing with this person and you're relating to each other on a very like intimate, emotional level. And then King of Pentacles, it's like, yeah, let's seal the deal. Let's lock it down. Let's put it in stone. Let's put it in history. And I mean, there is like a gold ring there. So for some of you, there could be talks of long-term commitment or engagement. And with that, because death is coming up in sort of what I position as what you need to embrace or lean into, the idea of cycles. So the idea of a cycle ending where maybe you're having to say goodbye to your singlehood or all of your independence. There's just kind of like this natural progression to enter into a new cycle where, maybe you're working as a team now, and maybe that's a little bit strange or foreign, or maybe not strange or foreign, but takes some getting used to. You have to plan your life around another person, right? And there's nothing bad about that. But yeah, there might be like an adjustment period and sort of a rebirth as a wife or a husband or a partnered or a partnered up person, however you want to say it, now that you're in a couple. Or in a more committed relationship. Then what you need to release, you have the Six of Pentacles. So typically the Six of Pentacles is a good card. So sometimes it can just represent something that, has been helpful to us, but we don't need it anymore. Or it's something that we've overused and we've become too reliant on. And now it's time to kind of, grow and expand away from that pattern or tendency. With the Six of Pentacles, it's a very giving card. It's sort of a card of equilibrium. I believe the planetary connotation is moon in Taurus, I want to say. So that natural desire or instinct or ability to nurture, very kind of like maternal like energy. So nurture someone in emotional ways, physically, mentally, even financially, right? It's very interesting because I see you moving into a relationship that gets more deep, but you're also being told to kind of like release a little bit too. Even I'm using Mermaid Tarot, by the way, just because why not? The Death card here, it's the idea of like rescuing turtles, right? So and same here, it's like catching something in your net and trying to bring it to shore and revive it and rescue it. I don't know if that's a metaphor from something from the past that is maybe coming back. Even with Pisces, Scorpio energy, both of those can be, all the water signs are in some way connected to the past, but especially with the moon energy, there can be a need to like rescue and be the savior and sort of in a beautiful way, wanting to jump in and be the hero and strive for perfection, make everything beautiful. But with that, I don't know. I'm just getting the idea quite literally. Like there could be some stickiness there. Like it could get tricky. So I don't know if I love that approach or that mentality. Others of you, it may just have to do with working in a career, the healing arts. I'm hearing. I can't help but notice that she's singing. So there's something very soothing about your voice or this person's voice, or there's some sort of connection you have to song or music. And I mean, I guess you could say that's probably true for a lot of people, but if that's your message, that's like a double confirmation. I'm hearing words like whittle it down or make smaller, or the idea of wanting to care for everybody in your life. There's more of a priority now that you have a husband or a wife or a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a significant partner. And so that may pull you away from other people who you're used to spending time with. And I don't mean that in a negative way. It's not like this person is forcing you to say goodbye to your old life. I mean, it's possible maybe you're moving, and so now you're at a distance from your close friends group or your family. It's not that this person is forcing you to do that, and they shouldn't be, because that's a red flag, right? If that has to do with like the possessive controllingness, like, who are you seeing and why are you out so late? I don't like that. But I'm not really getting that vibe. It's more just the idea of like an understanding and finding peace with the idea that your network is getting a little bit smaller. It's getting more intimate. Some of you may be discussing the idea of adopting as well. It could even be adopting a pet, but for some of you, adopting children might be a topic of conversation. I don't know why I'm specifically getting that, like adoption, but just putting it out there. And yeah, there's a need for someone in this relationship to heal. Maybe someone is still just struggling with some karmic issues from their past or past trauma. It could be family dynamics or situations with an ex that maybe took a toll on them. It's not that I don't think they're ready to be in a relationship. I do really like the King of Pentacles, but I would say be gentle, give this person time and courtesy and privacy if they need it. There's that desire to have this person want to share everything with you immediately. And I think they will over time, but it might not happen at the speed or the timeline that you're desiring. So be patient, especially with Temperance showing up there. Yeah, again, zodiac signs showing up in this for sure. Pisces, Sagittarius, Leo. I'm going to say Taurus and Scorpio, possibly Capricorn as well. Let's see the romance angels. See what they have to say. Something about the full moon in Pisces, which I think we already had that. I don't know if that timeline is specific to anyone, but maybe moon manifestations. I don't know, something to do with your romantic partner. Here it says, release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. So for some of you, this could be a relationship that's kind of finding its way into your life, even if it's not romantic yet. And it's saying like, do the work. Make sure you have space to accept this person in your life, because if you still have ties and connections to your past of someone that isn't necessarily good for you, this is going to take longer, right? It's going to be more delayed. And I mean, bottom line, the timeline shouldn't matter. You should want to do the work on yourself anyway to clear out anything that is, bringing you down, that's weighing you down, clearing it out of your energy. And then separation, the time apart from your partner is on the horizon. For some of you, I'm getting a message that your person may be going away for like, I'm almost getting the idea of like AA or some sort of healing retreat. It could even be, again, mending if they've had like a physical injury. They might be in the hospital for a bit there. There may be like a planned surgery, or they may be on bed rest for a bit. I know that's not for all of you, but there is this idea of not being able to connect with them, at least intimately and physically, the way you used to or the way you would want. But it is temporary. So then this could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. Soulmate. Yes, this is a soulmate. And then free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. Yeah, so there's that word control. That is, and I think I already said Capricorn too. This card sometimes reminds me a little bit of devil energy. That idea of like, sometimes we stay in something because it's very comfortable and it's familiar, but it doesn't always mean it's healthy for us. Very oftentimes like we've outgrown it, or it's time to, allow our soul to progress and grow more on our spiritual journey through life, but like something is hindering that or keeping it stuck. So yeah, be aware of that and make sure it's not your partner that's keeping you stuck, because again, that would not be an ideal scenario. Let's see. We'll finish it off with an angel number card. So confirmations look on receipts, license plates, phone numbers, addresses, things like that. For the water signs, Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces. 555. A major shift is about to come into your life experience and change your path's direction. Be open and stay positive. And the confirmation for that is I am optimistic. All right, water signs, that's what I got for you. Please remember to like the video, subscribe, book a personal reading if you desire. I will see you very soon for more tarot. Take care, guys. Bye.